Hi, my name is Patrick Leblond. I'm an associate professor in the Graduate School of Public and International Affairs at the University of Ottawa and also a senior fellow at the Centre for International Governance Innovation in Waterloo. I'm here to talk to you about some research and policy paper that I have written, which is about the implementation of the Comprehensive and Economic Trade Agreement between Canada and the European Union. A lot of people believe that now that the final agreement has been tabled, is being translated, is going to be ratified, that the game is over. The work is done. We can just move on to other things, other agreements. But the reality is that CETA is a particular agreement, a trade agreement, in that it doesn't only concern tariffs, but it also concerns what we call beyond the border issues, especially issues dealing with regulation, with standards, with certification, things that, for instance, when businesses have to export, of course they face tariffs, and it is good to eliminate them, but then they also have to deal with to make sure that their product satisfies, in a way, European regulations, European norms, and that they're certified, that they can be sold to consumers, to other businesses. And when they have different rules in Canada and different rules in the European Union, it can be very costly. So CETA tries to make sure that there's a process to eliminate or reduce these obstacles and the costs associated to them in order to make sure that there's going to be more trade and more investment between the two jurisdictions. So when CETA is going to be in force, a lot of the regulatory cooperation is going to have to take place between Canada and the European Union to ensure that those procedures for mutually recognizing standards, certifications are going to be in place. So how is it going to work? Who's going to be responsible for saying, yes, the Canadian certification is good enough for the European, and vice versa? What about at customs, at the border, telling customs officials that, yes, this Canadian product can enter the EU and doesn't need further approvals or further certifications? Or the same about labor mobility, saying that someone who shows up at the border has the right paperwork in order to stay more than 3 months in Europe or 3 months in Canada. So there's a lot of cooperation that will need to take place between the EU and Canada, but also within Canada, for instance, because a lot of issues like labor mobility, when it comes to professional qualifications, are provincial matters. So there's going to have to be a lot of cooperation between the provinces, between professional associations, and also in relationship to their European counterparts. So there has to be responsibility in Canada to make sure that those things are happening. Otherwise, the politics of the moment will take over, and things will move on, and a good part of the CETA agreement will never be implemented properly, and the benefits will not be realized. Which also means that for businesses, they have to be on the ball in reminding politicians and reminding bureaucrats that of what has not been done yet. So this is the policy paper that I've presented at the XSC conference in Halifax in May 2016, and this is the policy paper that is being published by the Centre for International Governance Innovation about making sure that we realize all the benefits associated with CETA through what I call broadly regulatory cooperation. Thank you.